Welcome Year 3s, this afternoon's RE lesson, and we're going to be looking at the Christian Bible and how it's set up and why it's important to Christians. So we're going to start off with a nice calming, some deep breaths with our rainbow breaths. I'm going to be playing the chime today rather than some chiming music that we had last week. The chime, you listen to the chime until you can no longer hear it. The lady does actually just stop the sound of the chime after a while, and if you try and take one deep breath in and hold it and then let that breath out again, then that's a really nice way of doing it. And actually, I know when I was teaching my children to calm down when they were little, I used to get them to breathe in and take your hands up and breathe out again, but it's up to you what you do with your hands. Also, you can put your hands just on your tummy or in your lap. Okay, so that's just a nice little calming strategy to just to let you have a little bit of time in your own headspace. So listen with your eyes closed. You can do a couple of breaths with your eyes open and then see if it feels different. So take a big deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay, we'll just take a few of those now. Okay, and you take your eyes open again. We will carry on with our RE. So we're going to be looking at how the Bible is made, how it's set up. It's been built up over many years to tell stories from the past. And in school, in your RE lessons, you've been learning about the Bible. You've had a look at Torah scroll as well, and a Quran. And the Bible is used to guide Christians' lives, make a sense of life, and help people with what matters the most. It teaches Christians about God's safety, love, life, and family. Okay. So I've had a look as well. I've had a look at some of these Bibles. When I was growing up, actually in our house, we had a Bible very similar to one of these. So there's this little red one, and I was given one of those when I was christened by my godmother, my lovely auntie. And when my children were born, my auntie bought the Lion First Bible for both my children, which I thought was rather lovely because she'd obviously done that for me when I was little, and when I had my babies, she did the same again. So this is a really good Bible, this one. I've used this as a teacher too, to teach my Year 1 classes that I had. They're really lovely, and I wouldn't be without this book, even though it's not mine. I wouldn't be without this book. So it's a really nice version of it. They're quite lengthy, some of the stories in there, but they go into just enough detail. Okay, and then I had a look at a family Bible, which is one of the things I bought when I started. When I first got married, actually, and because I went to a Christian school when I grew up, and we always had a family Bible at home. And when I moved to my own house with Mr. Ludlow, we had no family Bible, and I really missed it. So that's that, and it hasn't been used for quite some time, but it comes out every now and again when we need to look something up. So yeah, that's it's falling apart actually. I might have to get some. It's quite old, as you can see, and I might have to get some tape on that and mend it. Okay, so there are lots of different versions of the Bible. Bibles tell us the stories, and some choose to include more stories than others, so you can get different versions of it. And these are simplified stories to make them easier to understand. And in school we do have some of these Bibles too. Okay, this version here. So have a little look at this video, if I get it running, yep. And it just goes into reading the Bible.
It's easy to read your favorite comic book, right? It's easy to read a hilarious bedtime book, right? But this doesn't look easy, does it? The Bible isn't the kind of book that you start at the beginning and go all the way to the end without stopping. That would take a very long time. The Bible is actually lots of books all smushed together. Some of the books are stories, and other books are long lists of people. Some books are all about the promises God made, and then there are even more books of stories, like the story of Jesus when he was a baby, and the story of when Jesus died to take away our sin. When you put them all together, these books tell God's story, and it's all right here. So take your time and read one part at a time. It's even better when you read it with someone else and talk about what you learned. That's how you read the Bible.
Okay. Let's move forward. Lovely. I'm sorry it's a bit wiggly in there. I have got a very small dog that had pushed himself behind me and trying to push me out off my own chair, which is a little bit rude. And yeah, he's a bit sleepy, and he's he wants to have a cuddle, and he's just being a little bit annoying, a little bit needy. Okay, so the Bible is made up of lots of books put together, 66 in the Old and New Testament altogether. They're set out in chapters like the books that we read, normal chapter books, and each sentence in a book is called a verse. So it's a little bit like a poem. We get a stanza in a poem, and that's a verse in the Bible. So they're in order, and they're split into two sections, and actually it's quite a nice list here because it's got all the different types of sections here. So this is about the law, and this is about history. So the yellow one is about the prophets, and there's some poetry in there with psalms, and minor prophets, and it's got lots of, it's been split up. And I do remember, and had a massive flashback today about when I was growing up. I was taught the books of the Old Testament with a song, and I managed to remember how it went today, and I think I'll sing it for you. You just have to excuse my voice. And it went Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus and Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth and Samuel, Kings, Chronicles and Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Ezra, Job, Psalms, Proverbs. And that is so old, I can't tell you, because I'm quite old, as you know. And I learnt that when I was at school. I was probably in about year 2 or 3 when I learnt that, and I can't believe that it came back to me. I don't know if I could do it without all the list of it there. I think I could probably get down to Samuel, and so that was useful having that to remember. But it's very strange, the things that you remember when as you get older. Oopsie, and it's very strange the way Mrs. Lullo just flung herself through this without actually reading this bit. Okay, so first you find the book name when you're looking up things in the Bible. So they have book names, and this one is the book of Mark. And then you look at the chapter number. So for instance, you've got Mark chapter 6, so you'll find a chapter, like a bigger section, and then you'll find verse 30 here. And the verse, as you go down, you'll find this is a chapter number here, and then you'll go through, and they start at 1, and then they go through to however many verses there are. This one here goes from the previous page, it goes up to number 42 little sections. Okay, and if you look at Mark 6 verse 30, it's about Jesus when he feeds the 5,000, and he gathers up some loaves and fishes and shares them with all the people that have come. Okay, and some of these have got like little titles over the section. So it's got here, Jesus feeds the 5,000, Jesus walks on the water, this is a prophet without honour. So yeah, they might have a little title there just to give you the tip. So you've got that first one in there, Mark chapter chapter 6 verse 30 is the feeding of the 5,000, and also you've got 1 Samuel chapter 12, which is Samuel's farewell address. So we've had a little look at that. You're going to need to search through a Bible. Now I understand if you are at home and you have a Bible at home, you might be able, you'll be able to use it. If you don't, then it's going to be quite hard for you to do this. You can have a look on this website, okay, which you can search by the book, and then you can go through to the chapters and the verses, and there are sites that you can go on to look up verses, and but just make sure you're safe. You ask permission first, okay? And there are quite a few on the sheet. We have asked you to do quite a few of them. I think there's 9 on there. If you are struggling with it, don't push yourself to go all the way through it. I think you've got to finish and spend hours on it. Please don't do that. It's more about just having that experience of looking it up, rather than just trudging through and not enjoying it. Okay, and you've got 2 on here already, little cheetah ones. Okay, and you can put those in. So do your best with that. We know that it's a tricky one to be able to do at home with your home learning. If you're in school, there is a chance that we will be able to get Bibles from from our reading resources. Okay, and here they are. Did she put that one in for us to have a little look at? Oh, I don't know if she did. Can't see that now. Okay, so have a little go at this. This is the very, very first chapter in the Bible, chapter 1, verse 1. So it's right at the beginning of it's a lot of contents pages in my particular Bible. There's about 40 or 50 pages before you actually get to Genesis, and that one starts off number 1, Genesis 1:1. which is the second one down. It says, in the beginning God created the world. Oh my goodness me. Okay, so that's a very famous Bible reference there. Okay, so here you're writing what the story is, what it relates to. Okay, so if you go onto this website, that is how you can look up, and I am going to leave it there. If you have got a child's Bible, before I go, do have a look. You know, if you're struggling to find the verses in here, perhaps you could just read some of the chapters and some of the verses, not verses, the little chapters in your book. Okay, have a little seek out. You might be surprised at what you have got at home. Okay, that's it from me, and I'd like you to get on with that lovely little task. And this is the last video for the week that Mrs. Ludlow is. Oh no, it's not. I've got 2 more to do. I'm just getting a bit confused because sometimes I do this on a Friday. I've still got tomorrow. Where are we? Yes, I've still got some more to do. Oh, never mind. It will be the last afternoon lesson. That's probably what I was thinking of. Last afternoon lesson for Mrs. Ludlow for the week. And I've still got maths and English to do for Friday. So I will see you. I'll see you on the other side. Okay? Take care now. Bye.